Forget everything you think you know about the biggest battles of our time. The real fight isn't for some hidden treasure or a distant galaxy. Nope. It's happening right now inside your head.
Okay, I want you to just think about your phone for a second. We all know it's tracking us for ads, right? But what if it was doing way more than that? What if every single tap, every search, every DM was feeding into a score about you? A score that could literally decide if you get to go somewhere. Imagine this. A low score means you're banned from buying a train ticket. No decent jobs, no loans. But a high score? Oh, life gets way easier. The question is, who's keeping score?
And look, this isn't some episode of a show you'd stream. This is a real system powered by some seriously advanced AI, and it's already controlling the lives of millions of people. And the tech behind it? It's spreading. Which is exactly why we need to talk about cognitive liberty.
So, what is cognitive liberty? It sounds complicated, but at its heart, it's actually the most simple and fundamental freedom you can imagine. It's the idea that you, and only you, get to be in the driver's seat of your own mind.
To put it a bit more formally, think of it like an upgrade to freedom of thought, but for the 21st century. It's your basic human right to control your own consciousness, your thoughts, and yeah, all your mental processes.
It really just boils down to two super simple things. First, you control your own mind. And second, you have the right to stop anyone or anything from messing with it without your permission. And believe it or not, this is not a new fight.
Yeah. Centuries ago, one of America's founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, was already warning people about this. He saw tyranny over the mind as the absolute worst kind of tyranny there is.
See, back then, Jefferson was worried about kings and governments telling people what they were allowed to believe. Today, the threat just looks a little different. The new tyrants aren't only sitting on thrones, they're in the algorithms and the code that runs pretty much our entire lives.
So where do these new tyrants hang out? You probably already guessed it. They live right there in your pocket. So let's talk about the platforms that seem to know you better than you know yourself.
Think about your feed for a second. It's not just showing you things it thinks you'll like, it's literally building a world for you. It creates a filter bubble where you only see things that confirm what you already think. It's an echo chamber where your own ideas are just bounced back at you louder and louder. And every click, every like, every single share is being collected, packaged, and sold to companies who want to sell you stuff, or worse, sell you ideas. You're not the customer here, you're the product.
But as creepy as that is, corporate mind games are just the tip of the iceberg. What happens when a government gets a hold of this kind of power? Well, what you get is something that feels like it was ripped straight out of a Black Mirror episode. For real.
It starts with this number. 200 million. That's the minimum number of AI-powered cameras watching cities in China, using facial recognition to track and analyze every citizen all the time. This is the backbone of their social credit system.
Think of it like a video game where your entire life is on the line. Every single thing you do, online and in the real world, affects your score. Jaywalk, your score drops. Post something positive about the government, it goes up. It's a whole new kind of control. It's the gamification of oppression.
And the punishments for a low score are absolutely devastating. You can be blacklisted from buying plane or train tickets. You can be locked out of better jobs. They can even blast your face on public billboards to shame you. They can even slow down your internet. The punishment is just baked right into the system.
So what's the ultimate result of knowing you're being watched 24/7? People start to censor themselves. You just stop questioning things. You stop having thoughts that might be seen as dangerous. You internalize the authority. The prison becomes the one you build inside your own head.
And if you think it can't possibly get any scarier than that, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. The next wave of tech is taking this to a whole other level, from hacking your brain to taking human thought out of the equation altogether.
So yeah, this is the next frontier, neurotechnology. Companies are already selling headsets that can monitor your brain waves to track your focus or your emotions. So, who owns that data? Your job? An advertiser? What happens when they can read not just your mood, but your actual thoughts?
And then there's this. On battlefields right now, AI-powered drones are making life or death decisions with less and less human oversight. A human soldier thinks, feels, and can be held accountable for their actions. But an autonomous drone, it just calculates. It just executes code. So when it makes a mistake, who's responsible? It's what people call the responsibility gap, and it is a terrifying ethical black hole.
Okay. Wow.
That was a lot. And it is really heavy stuff, I know. But don't give up hope. Because the fight to protect our own minds, it's already happening. The resistance is real.
The solution is a whole new set of human rights, custom-built for the 21st century. We call them Neurorights. These are basically legal protections designed specifically for your brain, to protect your mental privacy, your identity, and your free will.
And this isn't just some random idea floating around. This is actually happening. In 2021, Chile became the first country in the world to put neurorights into its constitution. They legally made brain data untouchable, kind of like a human organ. Then, in 2023, their Supreme Court forced that neurotech company, Emotive, to delete a user's brain data. This is proof that we can fight back and win. So after all of this, the algorithms, the surveillance state, the killer drones, why is this fight so incredibly important for every single one of us?
It matters because freedom of thought isn't just another right on a list. It is the one freedom that all your other rights are built on. I mean, what good is freedom of speech if your thoughts are being manipulated before you even say a word? What's freedom of belief if your mind can be targeted and changed without you even knowing it? Your very identity, who you are, is at stake.
Ultimately, that's what this is all about. In a world where tech can predict us, influence us, and even control us, the battle for cognitive liberty is basically the final stand. It's the fight to make sure that the story of your life is written by you and by nobody else.